economy sputtered in 1992, Siemens continued its commitment to the U.S. market, and TV news cameras caught it all. New companies and new facilities, new technologies and new products. Hello, I'm Abby Goldman for Siemens in the News. 1992 was what could kindly be called a very tough year for the U.S. and world economies. Here in the U.S., a stubborn recession kept most companies, including Siemens, facing new challenges. But unlike many companies that drastically cut investment and R&D funding, Siemens had the confidence to continue to invest in the future. There were acquisitions, new partnerships, and continued investment in U.S. operations. The stories TV cameras told after this.
Siemens, a whole new world of ideas in electronics and electrical engineering. Siemens, precision thinking.
That Siemens message aired last year with PBS programming the company supports, from the award-winning series Nature to Nova and the MacNeil-Lehrer NewsHour.
The most comprehensive news coverage for the Santa Clara Valley. KNTV News at 6.
There was a major shakeup today for a Santa Clara company. Siemens announced it will acquire IBM's 50% interest in the Rome company, making it the sole owner of the telecommunications venture.
In May, TV stations around the country reported that Siemens assumed full control of Rome, which had been fully owned by IBM at one time. The Siemens-IBM joint venture for marketing, sales, and service of the Rome Business Telecommunications product line ended when IBM refocused on its core business. Rome Company was consolidated with all of Siemens' private communication systems businesses in the U.S. The new unit, based in Santa Clara, is now called simply Rome. Siemens is the leading supplier of PBX systems in the world, and Rome is number 3 in the U.S.
This is CNN.
And GTE to sell its Sylvania lighting business to a German company and an international consortium for $1.1 billion.
In August, Siemens subsidiary Osram Corporation announced the acquisition of the North American lighting giant Sylvania. The deal was due to close at press time, January of '93. It would boost Osram global sales by 70% to $3.1 billion a year. And it moves the company from the number 3 position in world and North American sales to number 2.
In other news, it is an unprecedented international alliance in the electronics industry. IBM and 2 of its fiercest rivals from around the globe announcing today that they are going to team up on developing memory chips for the computers of the 21st century.
The joint venture being put in place to offset the exploding costs of developing the next generation of microprocessors.
Siemens' partnership with IBM and Toshiba to develop a 256 million-bit DRAM chip was the business story back in July. The press conference, telecast simultaneously from New York, Munich, and Tokyo, was seen around the globe.
We joined together in the area of basic microelectronics technology. But we also remain strong competitors in products and systems which we derive from its technology.
To appreciate the potential impact, consider this. In the automotive industry, a comparable agreement would see General Motors join with Nissan and Mercedes to invent fuel at today's prices, delivering 1,000 miles a gallon.
Just one of these super chips would hold 10 copies of War and Peace. Teams from all 3 companies went to work immediately at an IBM research facility in New York. Rollout of the new chip is expected in the year 2000. Historians say the U.S. Industrial Revolution came about with the laying of the Golden Spike, the last link in the Transcontinental Railroad. Well, last fall, the Golden Splice was completed, changing forever the way we will use the telephone.
Hello, Pat Heron in Chicago. Please come in.
Junior high school in Palatine, Illinois.
This picture and sound is being transmitted coast to coast through a single telephone line. The first nationwide integrated services digital network, known as ISDN, was unveiled at the Trip 92 conference in October. In a rare show of unity, Siemens Stromberg Carlson, AT&T, Northern Telecom, long-distance carriers, and the regional Bell operating companies worked together on the project, which also set the first nationwide standard for ISDN telecommunications equipment.
This ceremony marks a new communications renaissance for our country.
More than half of all telephone lines in the country will have ISDN capabilities by 1994, allowing video, data, voice, and text to be transmitted simultaneously on a single line. Siemens Stromberg Carlson, a maker of central office switching systems, is now established as one of the big three suppliers to the Bell operating companies. In October, all of Siemens' power generation units came together under the newly formed Siemens Power Corporation. The company is co-headquartered in Bellevue, Washington, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This new company can offer wide-ranging solutions to customers in the conventional fossil fuel, nuclear, and solar power markets. The goal is $1 billion in sales by the end of the decade. And Siemens knows the key to that success is continued investment. 6 years ago, this building, the size of 3 football fields, was empty. Today, the Siemens Power Company is putting the building and a lot of people back to work. Local stations covered the $30 million expansion at the company's facility near Milwaukee. Reporters all noted that 600 new jobs would be coming too. And in May, Siemens' first U.S.-made 103-megawatt gas turbine rolled off the Milwaukee assembly line. In fact, it was exported out of the U.S. to Taiwan, which actually helps the U.S. with its trade deficit.
Can you imagine a marriage between a company in Germany with workers from Wisconsin, the most productive in the world, selling a product to Taiwan? Now that's a marriage, ladies and gentlemen.
Continued investment in the U.S. is just what the economy needs to grow again. That according to the Clinton administration. And Siemens continued to invest in its companies here. An $8.1 million upgrade of Siemens Industrial Automation's manufacturing plant in Johnson City, Tennessee, was finished last fall. Local stations covered the story.
Officials on hand said they were honored to have played a role in bringing a world-class company to the area.
This facility here in Johnson City leads the world's new technology in this field.
It means that we can provide more to the community in the way of high technology, the kind of industry East Tennessee would like to have.
October marked the one-year anniversary of SIA, the company that was formed after acquiring TI's Industrial Controls Unit. And it was a very good first year. Sales exceeded the company's plan, and growth, more than 10%, topped the industry average of 6%.
Kelly, you mentioned that Siemens Dubog has a plant now in Sacramento. How's it doing?
You know, actually, it's doing very well, Stan. The plant not only supplies light rail cars for Sacramento, but for San Diego, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Portland, and many other American cities.
Those West Coast clients are the reason this international company decided to put its main manufacturing plant here in Northern California.
Sacramento station KCRA watched the progress of Siemens Dubog's new light rail facility closely. The $3 million plant, which was dedicated in January of 1992, marks the first big investment by a major European company in the California city.
We have to be close to clients, and in the moment, most of our clients are on the west coast of the United States.
There are enough orders here now to keep more than 110 people online through 1995.
Siemens Dubog is the leading supplier of light rail vehicles in the U.S. and can't build them fast enough. The plant will help fill $180 million worth of back orders for the vehicles nationwide.
From North Carolina's news leader, this is the 11 o'clock news.
A new training facility brings high-tech medical personnel to Cary. Siemens Medical Systems dedicated its $20 million training and development center today. Management, sales, and technical support training are held in 30 classrooms. Training becomes more important with increased world competition.
The center, the largest in the industry, will provide 250,000 hours of training every year on some of the world's most sophisticated medical equipment. Located in North Carolina's Research Triangle Park, the center will work closely with universities and hospitals.
I am honored and proud to accept this facility for us to pursue our future without interruption.
Another new facility was opened this year as Siemens Pacesetter changed locations to a new headquarters in Sylmar, California.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
In November, the media spotlighted Siemens medical research when ABC News examined the use of the PET imaging system in medical diagnosis. PET, or positron emission tomography, measures the biochemical activity of organs and tissue. Doctors and patients interviewed by ABC praised what was called a kind of super X-ray machine.
PET shows the function of the organ, and that to me is something that is unique and provides incredible opportunities diagnostically.
The Nightly Business Report.
That same month, on the 50th anniversary of the first man-made nuclear reaction, the promising future of nuclear medicine was profiled on Chicago's PBS station, WNET. Siemens Gamasonics founder John Carantz, who was on that team of scientists back in 1942, was interviewed at a meeting of the American Nuclear Society. He was being honored as a pioneer in nuclear medicine.
It's less invasive. You can make a diagnosis of many organs without cutting open the patient.
Good Morning America, I'm Charles Gibson.
And I'm Joan London, coming up in our
On Good Morning America last March, cameras followed one of the show's reporters as she went to buy her first hearing aid, one made by Siemens Hearing Instruments.
Sort of pops into place. It's a good fit.
Yeah.
Motor Week 93, television's automotive magazine.
Keep in right-hand lanes.
This nationally syndicated public TV show tried out Siemens Automotive's Alley Scout, a computerized driver information and auto navigation system which can reroute drivers around clogged streets and alert drivers of road hazards.
With populations now growing faster than we can build roads, a system that can compensate with just a change of software could be the most practical solution to traffic congestion to arrive in decades.
Destination area reached.
Coming next, it's Live with Regis and Kathy Lee today.
And in April, co-hosts Regis Philbin and Kathy Lee Gifford had fun with their consumer reporter and with some of Siemens Solar Industries' consumer products. Siemens is the largest producer of solar cells in the world and makes solar lights for the garden that don't require wiring.
So we're going to put the lights down for these. These are solar. You see the solar panel on the front? Okay. And I have a small unit here. There's solar panels here.
Thanks for turning those lights on.
Here's solar lights, see? So what happens is it charges all day, Reg. Charges all day, and then, of course, what happens is it comes on at night. Lasts for about 10 hours, right.
And now that's a great
so
idea.
You don't have to wire. That's it.
Never do that again to me when the lights are off. I'm telling you.
Now this is kind of neat.
In your dream.
I'm telling you right now, don't do it.
Many U.S. companies were not laughing as 1992 came to a close. Major economic indicators rose just over 2%, less than half what it would be in a healthy economy. And Siemens companies in the U.S. were not immune to the economic climate. However, on a nationwide basis, sales for the fiscal year ending in September did increase from $4.5 billion in 1991 to $4.9 billion in 1992, and orders rose $0.8 billion over the last fiscal year.
Where are you?
The most positive sign in 1992, however, is Siemens' continued commitment to the U.S. market. Siemens Corporate Research increased funding for R&D here in the U.S. by 13.2% for the fiscal year. That meant an increase of $67 million, for a total of $506 million for U.S.-based research and development. The company's new chairman, Heinrich von Pure, profiled in Business Week March of '92, reaffirmed the need to expand outside of Europe and to invest for the long term. With a new management team in place, Siemens is making the investment in the U.S. during hard times and looks forward to reaping the benefits in the future. I'm Abby Goldman. Thanks for joining us.